April, the month of fools. And who isn't a bigger fool than the mad scientist? I always like them. Their intelligence is inspiring, and it's also good to see you're not the only fool around. So, once again, this month, each day, I will be drawing a mad scientist.
The hedgehog did what? You have failed me for the last time. Come here, Snively.
We tried to stop him, sir, but he destroyed the shredder and...
Come here. How can a puny hedgehog destroy a 250-ton machine?
Well, sir, he made it reverse direction and...
Shut up! I want that shredder rebuilt. The great forest must be destroyed, and every ounce of life force energy sucked out of it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the ninth day of Mad Scientist Month, and Happy Easter. And because at Easter we're going to with an egg-themed theme, or at least it should be, because this was the time that Dr. Eggman was still called Dr. Robotnik. This is the iteration of the Saturday morning cartoon version, the more serious version, because strangely enough, at that time there were two Sonic cartoons based on the Mega Drive games at that time. So at least one of the uh, of course despite so aside from the looks, is there were another reason, another way to separate the two Robotniks at the time. The This version is called Julian Robotnik, Dr. Julian Robotnik, and the more sticky version is called Ivo Robotnik. So of course the Ivo became more predominant later in the life, but and yeah, well, let's be honest, probably called Ivo Julian, but yeah, let's be honest, uh, the Julian was more predominant in this version, at least that's what the people say. Because at that time I started mid school in another city, and so I missed a lot of my cartoon time at the time, Sonic included. Um, I like Sonic, but I can't say I'm a fan of the series. But yeah, let's be honest. This is probably more one of the more memorable versions of Robotnik, also known as a Warlord Julian Robotnik at the time. But personally, I prefer the more silly iteration, not too silly, but the more silly iterations, I like them more. Because I just can't take Sonic seriously. Or in this case, I can't take him seriously with serious opponents, because Sonic himself doesn't take things seriously. So the less serious Robotniks, yeah, are more his style. Or else, yeah, Sonic will look really, really, really bad for having some psycho running around just because he wants to play around our hero, everybody. Okay. In the cartoon version and the Archie comics, the Dr. Robotnik had a nephew, Snively. It was his, as you could see in the little clip of the show I showed previously, who isn't as much of a threat as his. What's a nephew? I don't know. This is his family. That's one of the problems with the Dutch language. We have the same word for nephew and cousin. So my brain often confuses the two when there shouldn't be any confusions. That said, I like my Dr. Robotnik a little more plump, like this one. Because, yeah, Sonic is an athletic character, so it gives off more contrast. Of course, this was also more in sometimes you think that 10 minutes is not enough to talk about, but no, I have nothing to talk about at the moment. I still prefer the name Robotnik over Dr. Eggman. Especially when Sonic himself in the games makes up nicknames for him. And yeah, let's be honest, Dr. Eggman sounds like a nickname, doesn't it? Dr. Robotnik has more oomph to it, let's be honest. Now, I always presumed that this version of Dr. Robotnik's robot arm was of his own design, but no, it was an accident, at least. An accident with a blue red being the cause. Because in this version he makes animals into robots, and well, he accidentally got part in the producer. Yeah. He got a part of his arm roboticized. His beautiful arm. Well. threatening voice for this version. Yeah, that's the risk with making things darker. The white spots really stand out then. So in this case the mistakes. Well, we're done. Next time, next looter. Hour out.